Yeah, so cough, 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 and I think we're on Venus. Yeah. Earth, right. Excuse me. Okay, let's check. We're doing our bracket. Okay. Yeah, no Pokemon tonight, that's okay. If we get enough signups, we'll do some Thursday night Pokemon today, but that's okay. Excuse me. I haven't read this description in a while. Creates a horrific visible gas cloud that coats enemies with a flammable material, which even ignites into afterburn if they take damage. Even enemy pyros. I love this item, and yeah, it's really good in man vs. machine. Good shot.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nice. 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 Kill.
Additional time has been awarded.
Nice. kill. Nice.
The bomb is nearing a checkpoint.
I didn't even know we were fighting another team. I just thought we were testing our weapons.
Mission begins in 60 seconds. Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To the car!
Nice.
The bloody car is not moving. Stay close to that bloody car.
Kill. a good shot on our medic. And that sniper got a good shot on me. Good sightline control from both. Kill. Boring tax info. That is cool that you get to do official paperwork to process it. How do you do your taxes? Honestly, one of the best pieces of advice I got was I think a lot of Americans are tone deaf to, and rightfully so. I think a lot of us are rightfully tone deaf to so many of those tax services like TurboTax and H&R Block. But I actually, the first time I did my taxes, was it through? I think it was through TurboTax, because I had my friend vouch that it's actually pretty legit. Yeah, some of those tax companies are actually pretty good with streamlining processing taxes. Obviously, my opinion is that Europe does have it really good, where they just get mailed in, like this is how much you owe the government. But yeah, I do think that there are some tax services that are pretty underrated. I think we're just so used to so many tax ads on TV and on the internet that it could all become like, not monotone, but you're just like, oh, another tax ad, okay. But then you actually look into it, you're like, oh, okay, TurboTax is actually pretty good. Yeah, I never used H&R Block, so I can't say anything about them. I've heard they're pretty good though, but definitely I know TurboTax is good. Oh gosh. Oh not that stuff. That was really funny a few years ago when people that used that infamous service got mad about the IRS finding out. I'm like, it's the IRS. Like, there's a reason the Joker's scared of them. It's taxes. How do self-employment taxes work? You have to. Well, you have to keep track of your. I mean, the joke isn't you don't keep track of your income. The IRS does eventually. But once you reach a certain threshold of money, that's when you have to keep track of your records. I mean, a big thing is if you make a lot of money, like Sagem, you know, the big fighting game community commentator, he keeps a giant spreadsheet, like a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, and so every year he reports every single bit of income he makes, so it's easy to archive money. If you are like let's say you do like Twitch streaming or YouTube, they'll start sending you in forms if you start making money, so you definitely keep tabs of that. But yeah, there's definitely going to be some tax things that you have to do for being your own business rather than being through a company. Good kill.
Mission ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The car's not moving, lads!
Oh, I thought you were joking about like earrings or something. I've never been into that website. I really don't know. So. Good kill. Nice.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
Good kill.
Mission ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I'm not the person to talk to about that website. No, I'm not an advocate for it, but when it comes to actually unemployment stuff, I mean that depends on your state. And have you filed for unemployment? Kill. If you're disabled, yeah, disability aid is good. Yeah, with unemployment, I mean, at least for the state of Missouri, you have to show verification that you're actively looking. I'm definitely an advocate of, you know, work for your own Twitch, YouTube, and use LinkedIn and Indeed, but I am not the person to talk to with, like, I guess you mentioned OnlyFans. I'm not an OnlyFans guy. My advice is definitely stem away from that website.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
As much and as fast as you can. But do you have a LinkedIn or Indeed right now? I would add people on LinkedIn every day. That's not just if you're looking for a job. I think LinkedIn is really big. Good kill. I mean, I wouldn't give up on looking. Are you saying giving up on looking on unemployment? Also, the topic of adult influencers and parasocial relationships. I mean, it just depends on what what we're talking about here. But there are things, your actions, especially on the internet, are recorded. So if you go down like the infamy line, that stuff can catch up to you like later on. Kill. Honestly, I appreciate my parents for warning me on internet foresight early on, because people will dig up stuff people have done years before. But even years back, the funny part is internet foresight is literally just don't be a POS, don't be racist, stuff like that. It's crazy that someone can say racist stuff only a few years ago, then they say, oh, that was just me a few years ago. I'm like, you don't need to say that in general, it's like you'd have to show a lot of consistent behavior changes to convince that you're not racist anymore. Don't be racist and you'll pass your background check. I mean, I think people do underestimate that everything is, like, even if something is, quote, deleted on the internet, there's so many ways to find that stuff. So it's if people listening have kids or gonna have kids in the future, I'm all about, like, obviously don't restrict your kids from just going on YouTube. That can create its own problems. Some kids start getting into alcohol and drug addiction if they were too sheltered. But I think the middle ground is raise your kids to understand how not to be morally irresponsible, and like I said, don't be a POS. And that's its own reward, because again, people can find a lot of things. Even if you say like, oh man, I was only 21 back then, okay, and they found it. And there are people that only say sorry because they got caught, not because they're genuinely sorry. And then that comes down to, like, if you're consistent in changing your behavior after that, which takes a while. But I do think some people need to understand the skill of foresight, especially like if you want to one day get into like being a game developer, a movie actor, voice actor, so many professions. Like, if your track record is on the internet, you got to make sure that you're being pretty law-abiding and morally abiding. And morally, people can say, well, what defines as moral? Again, really, it just kind of stems back to don't be a POS, and try to be a genuinely respectful person to others and yourself.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I talked to my friend Ramen Noodles about this a while back. We were talking about, people that bring up old tweets, right? Like, there could be someone you love on YouTube, right? And someone finds their tweets from only a few years ago where they might have said a racist word. What justifies them proving they're better or not, right? And my opinion is good kill. First off, yeah, good kill. Second off, I think you should develop a skill of recognizing when someone is sorry only because they're caught, and if they're sorry because they've actually proven to be a changed and better person, right? Redemption stories are pretty great. Now, obviously, there are some people that are so bad that even if they try to better themselves, sometimes the repercussions of their actions have taken a big toll on them, and rightfully so, right? So it really can become its own debate of gauging. Again, in my opinion, you have to gauge, are they sorry because they got caught, or are they sorry because they've already proven that they're trying to be better? Okay, I'll make an example. Good kill. Ego Raptor, Aaron Hansen. I mean, he just flat out, I remember this. I remember seeing it in the 2000s. There are videos he would make where he would just say the N-word, right? Some of his awesome series videos. Even early Game Grumps, I know him and John Con weren't saying some of the best things. But I will say, Aaron didn't have to be called out to start changing himself. And then when people like found those videos more and more, like, Aaron, what is this? You know, he would say, hey, I have recognized this was bad years ago. And through his behavior, he's proven that he has bettered himself. So I think in that case, it's like that guy clearly understands that it's not right to do that. Is it total whiplash when you go back and find someone that you like, just say something like the N-word? Oh yeah. And then yeah, the thing is you say, okay, that's not okay. They said this in the late 2000s or the early 2010s. It is now the 2020s. And then you need to ask yourself, have they bettered themselves for years without having to be called out for it? And if it's yeah, then I think, yeah, they're genuinely trying to be a better person, right? Good kill. People only started caring when they became a public enemy. I do think it's important to call out bad behavior of your own friends. That can be hard to do for some, but I think that is a big leap in personal maturity and responsibility. As your own friends and family members, it's important to say, yo, what's going on here, you know? And you stand up for yourself and what is right. You know, I've heard friends, I'm not going to repeat it, but you know, even just the past few years, every now and then a friend might say like a certain joke of like a certain action that is not cool, and I'll be like, hey, come on, man, you know, that's important to do that. Unfortunately, JonTron did not change. He's pretty tragic. He's pretty tragic because I think he's actually a really funny guy. And I mean, you know how you can tell someone's funny is when they don't need constant R-rated stuff to make people laugh. That's why people praise Family Guy when it does its like PG and G-rated jokes, because Family Guy hits pretty hard at times in the humor factor when they're not even trying to be like super bloody or makes like, you know, haha sexual joke or haha poo-poo joke all the time. Like, they have some funny, pretty like PG, G-rated commentary. And in JonTron's case, I actually think he did that pretty well too. Unfortunately, he had multiple instances where he was, I don't even want to say filtering himself, he just shouldn't. He should not really be having those viewpoints, you know, when it comes to some of the political racist stuff. I don't know what he's like as of this moment, but he's definitely had a consistently infamous track record. You know, there's that one show Growing Up made by the guy that made Regular Show. It's alright from what I've seen, but Regular Show tends to get a lot more praise for a reason. And I've been watching more Regular Show lately. That show makes me laugh out loud all the time. And that literally is a Cartoon Network cartoon. Like, that is its own filter. Like, they cannot go into like the PG-13 R-rated sector really. And you know, I think that's proof that that creator is just a funny dude. And I do think the Growing Up show had a little bit of the because I can syndrome. I can tell that he was like, oh, now I could do more jokes about alcohol and maybe a little more gross out humor. But you know, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I think in this case, you know, that kind of natural filter of Cartoon Network with Regular Show really helped him push a lot of creativity with humor. And this all circles back to, unfortunately, JonTron isn't that good of a person, which is sad because I think he had a lot of potential for jokes that didn't need to be racist and, you know, sexual jokes. You know, it's just like, I think he had really good comedic timing. Thinking back at some of, you know, his bits and stuff. I mean, there's a reason people still love that clip where he's like, "What?" Yeah, just stuff like that. But like, oh man, yeah, that's sad. the rare evil guy who's funny on purpose. I mean, I really hope he's not evil anymore. I haven't heard from him lately. I haven't watched his videos in quite a long time now. As we're talking, yeah, someone in Uncletopia right here is talking about the R word being a slur. Yeah, and rightfully so. I'm glad that movement really took off. That kind of took off in the 2010s, people calling out people more for using the R word. Speaking of, this goes back to call out your own friends and family. When I hear them, every now and then a friend might say the R word, and I'm like, ah, come on, man.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
I love this doctor. Thank you.
Good deal. Stepdad combo. Yeah, Dale's bad. Dale's really bad. Most evil guys are funny by accident. In the case of like, I mean, you know, evil. I mean, here I'll tell you the infamous trio of laugh at, in terms of like, this is the infamous trio of some of the worst people with a quote-unquote platform, which is Dale, you know, aka Low Tier God, Ghost. I don't even know if Ghost still does True Capitalist Radio, and then Alex Jones, which, you know, I don't know what's going on with InfoWars, that's for sure. Anyway, those three, they are the example of laugh at, not laugh with. And unfortunately, they have their own. I can at least vouch for Low Tier God that he has had fans that say, "Oh, he's a funny guy. See, you're laughing. You watch his videos, you're laughing." I'm like, I watch the troll re-uploads, and me, like many others, are laughing at him, not with him. That is a very important piece of context.
Mission begins in
And, you know, the same thing for Ghost and Alex Jones. You know, we're laughing at these people. They're insane. Not laughing with.
2, 1. Defend.com.
Okay, the only thing is like that's also something that's interesting. You know, and I should say this now, there are people out there that do bad things, and then when you call them out, they'll be like, oh, it's just a character, it's just a facade. Well, I can tell you definitely, you know, Dale, Alex Jones, Ghost, they are actually that bad, right? But to the people that say like super racist stuff, and then they go, oh, I'm just doing a character online. Okay, that character is racist. You are affiliated with that character. You are in charge of that character. And sometimes, a lot of times, that's usually just like a line of defense they try to do when they're called out. You know, people like that will try to gauge, can I get away with saying racist stuff? And then my fail-safe is if I get called out enough, oh, it's just a character, right? Because here's the difference. Like, okay, you know, a really good show is The Boondocks, right? And Uncle Ruckus is one of the biggest POSs ever written for fiction, right? But the thing about him is, like, the creator of The Boondocks is a really sound, down-to-earth guy, and he uses Uncle Ruckus as an intentional meaning to show how stupid racist people sound, like, all the time. So in his case, he made a racist character for a good narrative purpose to demonstrate through comedy how dumb racist people really look and sound. This isn't a guy trying to use Uncle Ruckus to actually share racist viewpoints you hold. Yeah, I do think context is important in those cases. Yeah. Yeah, I have a pretty dark sense of humor. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Reddit racism moderator.
Additional time.
Yeah, I mean, that just full circles back to what makes for a good comedian, what makes for good comedy is, like I said, the guy that created Regular Show. He is under a Cartoon Network filter, but he's making me laugh out loud all the time. He understands good comedic timing. He understands making good foils like Muscle Man especially. He understands like building up narratives for good comedic punchlines. Like, he's putting work into his comedy. And yeah, that's the thing about when people say, yeah, I got a dark sense of humor, but they're trying to use racism or being, quote, super like gore, violent-esque in their comments to basically shortcut humor. Some of them like don't want to admit they can't put a lot of effort into comedy, so they feel like they have to shortcut with racism. But again, unless you're like the guy on the Boondocks or Mel Brooks with Blazing Saddles, who are making commentary about how stupid racism and racist people sound, then yeah, you're hopefully going to get a lot of backlash for trying to get people to laugh at an awful racist joke. And then again, their line of defense is, oh, it's just a joke, bro. Yeah, we've had a few people, unfortunately, in these chats. Seems like some of them are, kids, and they'll try to make like a racist joke on here, and I have to warn them. It's like, and they've never like made people laugh here so far, and it's just like, and that's actually that's the comedy, is when on a rare instance someone here tries to make like a racist joke and no one's laughing, and that kind of isolation drives them nuts. Like, that's the funniest form of trolling, is when someone's trying to make some like quote edgy comment, but because they're not getting the feedback they expect, like they go ballistic. Like they're talking to a brick wall, just going insane. It's only a joke if the crowd disagrees with it. I mean, I will never forget, good kill, my high school speech and drama class, because, I mean, I don't forget my classes in general, but I think my high school speech and drama class, this one specific lecture, is one of my most quoted lectures of any class I ever took in any grade of school. And that was the day where my teacher talked about, Miss Cooper, she talked about the 3 degrees of comedy. And that's always stuck with me because it's so true. Like, comedy can be evaluated on like a pyramid on 3 levels. And the lowest level of comedy that reaches towards the broadest of audience, no matter the language, and really no need for inside jokes, is slapstick, right? Just good classic Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes style slapstick. That's another reason why to this day Tom and Jerry is so well renowned, and it's hilarious. Gosh, Tom and Jerry is well around that 100-year age. Like, we're getting there, and Tom's scream alone still makes people laugh probably today. I think he's made people laugh every day since that show came out. Both of them, right? Just that show in general. And you know, Tom and Jerry doesn't really need to be dubbed into other languages. There are rare times they speak, but you know, that's the beauty of it. Is it's so funny that anyone around the world could just laugh at it, just in general. The second layer of comedy, the second like level, is when there's a little bit of context needed. It's kind of like if I made a TF2 joke right now. Like, if a sniper killed me right now, did a waving taunt, and you saw a cloak, an uncloaking spy behind him, that's hilarious. But see, the people watching would have to understand a little bit of the context of what's going on. But that can make for really funny jokes. And then the highest degree is like, you're stemming along inside jokes, or to where there is a bit of context needed, but those can be some of the funniest jokes because you don't have to explain anything, and it goes back to, do they know? Yeah. And I think that's what makes memes so interesting, is memes are basically internet world-spanning inside jokes for a lot of them. So they start hitting like level 2 and level 3 for comedy. Yeah, situations comedy. Yeah. And so, but that's the thing, is that just because something is level 3 doesn't mean it's always going to be better than level 1. I just made the Tom and Jerry example. Like, Tom and Jerry makes me laugh to this day. So the strength of that is that it's so universally loved, and it's easy to understand what makes it so funny. But then also, you know, the strengths of level 3 is that if people understand a bit of context, it can, oh my gosh, it can just be some of the funniest stuff, right? It's kind of like an example would be if Sax unironically came back. And the day that Sax came back to our community Discord, we noticed that TRK has left the Discord. I would laugh so hard. The context of that would be so funny. But see, you'd have to know. And then obviously, hopefully TRK left for like some like petty comedy bit routine. But if he actually was left out of a concerning thing, I would obviously check in on him. But yeah, the funniest joke is when TRK shows up. Yeah, he and Sax definitely have made themselves pretty big foils for the community. We got close recently. Last time he came to the U.S., I talked about like, cause he had another friend in Canada he stayed with after he was here. But we've talked about, you know, there could be a time where he might go to Ohio to hang out with Alex before he leaves for the Netherlands. I think that would be a great experience for him. I love Columbus, Ohio. Oh no, our medic died. Morrowind, Ohio. Uh-oh. I love Skyrim, Wisconsin.
Prepare to compete in 30 seconds.
Daggerfall, Michigan. That's kind of funny because the state is split. I see what you're doing there. If I were to call every province a state, though, I mean, I recently mentioned how Missouri is like Cyrodiil. Not only are we in the center of the country, but Missouri literally is like a sample platter of like not only its surrounding states, but just kind of different weathers and culture all in one. It's kind of nuts. Like you go more towards southern Missouri, you get the Lake of the Ozarks. You know, it's a bit more country. Like it's actually insane that if I drive for like an hour and a half in like southeastern Missouri, you start to hear more southern accents. But my accent, you know, you hear less southern accent around Kansas City, right? You still hear it, you know, there are people here that have it. But then you go a bit more north in Missouri towards, you know, Nebraska and Iowa, and it becomes, you know, obviously a bit more colder on average, more plains. And then, yeah, the accents are a little bit more northern Midwest. And it's just so fascinating. They're trying to leave the state. No, but I mean, Kansas City's like the heart of the country, and then KC, St. Louis, we've always been rival sibling cities. I like St. Louis as a city. We've definitely been rival sibling cities since, I mean, gosh, ever since both cities were a thing, basically. But, you know, it's fun. I mean, when the Rams used to be in St. Louis, that was, you know, it was called like the highway rivalry. You could just drive up and down one highway in one state to go to each other's football games. It's still like that for our baseball team. But yeah, both cities have a lot of exits. I don't know if you've ever been to St. Louis or Kansas City, but we have a lot of exits in our cities because we reroute to the rest of the country. You want to go north, south, east, west, you know, that's a big part of what our city is. Both of our cities. And then I like the middle of our state, Jefferson City, Columbia. You know, that's where the University of Missouri is. But yeah, I think we're a lot like the Cyrodiil of the United States. Definitely Skyrim. Skyrim is definitely like a super northern state, for sure. Northern, like mountainous. Black Marsh is, I'm not making memes. Black Marsh is definitely looking to be like Louisiana or Florida. I know, TRK, you like making the Florida man meme. See, I like Florida and Louisiana, so I also would love for an Elder Scrolls game to take place in Black Marsh. At least online has that, so up and down and all around there, you know. Yeah, good hedgehog. Yeah, Florida man. TRK definitely, he likes to talk about certain United States archetype memes. Florida man, Ohio. Yeah, but at least with the Florida man jokes, like, those are actual headlines. Like, there are actually dudes wrestling alligators, which I don't advocate for, but, you know, unlike the Ohio memes where TRK's like, aliens, you know, stuff like that. It's like, oh boy, you know, the alien invasions. Oh boy. New Jersey. New Jersey honestly has some funny memes of itself. And that's just more about, like, you know, what is it, Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force? I'm walking here. Yeah. To New Jersey. Oh my god.
We've been awarded additional time.
By the way, TRK, if you don't know who Carl is, he is not a good influence. I hope you have enough brain cells to recognize not to follow after Carl's footsteps. I mean, honestly, if you were to ask, like, who is the main antagonist of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, it's Carl. But, like, I've realized that, like, yes, Shake is just as bad as Carl, but Shake is technically a protagonist. Because you can be a protagonist and not be a good guy. It's just the way to angle the story and setting. So Master Shake is Master Shake is in that position where he's technically a protagonist, but he's not a good guy at all. I mean, I've not even seen a ton of that show, but the episodes I have seen, I quickly picked up that, like, Frylock makes that show. And if that show didn't have Frylock, I don't think it would last as long as it has, because he is, like, the anchor voice of reason. A similar thing, but not as drastic, is Bob's Burgers, because, you know, that show's really popular, and what I picked up is obviously Bob is the anchor voice of reason in that show. Now, thankfully, that show doesn't get as crazy at times. You know, sometimes I will admit there are times in Aqua Teen Hunger Force I'm like, oh, come on, you know, like lowbrow. But yeah, that's its own discussion, is about the importance of, like, the anchor reasonable person and how much they can really help, like, a comedy show. I mean, in The Office, it's Jim, you know. I think Jim played so much into that show being as successful as it is. Good kill. That is definitely an interesting mystery. How he always had more ammo than Scout. Maybe the explanation is he technically has, you know, he technically has like a utility pouch, so he could carry more ammo. But see, Scout has a backpack. It is funny because in competitive, Engineer uses his pistol less than Scout, usually. Especially things like the Wrangler. Engineer with the revolver. I definitely think that's a spy-oriented weapon. Now, if you get the revolver and randomizer, that's funny. With Engineer, it'd be pretty good. Good. Yeah, Scout with 2-9. Ooh, I've never gotten that, but that sounds great. Now, Lasagna, look away. This is a Highlander soldier strat. I'm using a banner. Support! Good kill. I didn't know he had the reload animation for the revolver. Huh. Yeah, there's a similarity. For sure. Well, the nail gun. The nail and staple guns from Team Fortress 1, Team Fortress Classic, those were like considered early on in the game, at least for Scout. They also considered every class having pocket grenades. So there probably are definitely some early remnants that could have carried over in terms of animation. I love the early remnant of the Demo Man having 6 chambers in his grenade launcher, but they nerfed it to 4. Good kill. Like, Soldier literally has 2 grenades on his belt, but yeah, he doesn't use them. Except to meet the Soldier. Yeah, that actually, oh my gosh, that would have drastically altered the game. If every class had pocket grenades, like giving that to like Sniper and Medic when they're cornered, oof, that would be crazy. Like, obviously, I think TF2 turned out really good as the way it did. But I wonder how fast that got out of the developer program. But yeah, let's take the grenades out, except for Demo Man. That probably was part of the argument too, is like, you know, we have a class dedicated to explosives. If we take away grenades from everyone but him, that does help with his kind of like niche identity. And Demo Man's already really strong, you know? Like, explosives are really good in this game, so every class having them, woo! sticky launcher. Cloak and dagger. Lasagna, did you see that comment by Shigasatsu Itoi where he complimented the American localization team for changing Mother 2 to Earthbound? He basically was like, yo, that's metal. I was like, yeah, it is. You know, some creators, when something gets translated, they might be like, that's not my vision. But for Itoi to be like, oh yeah, I like that. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's been praised for decades now, so it makes sense that he would like it too. I don't know who decided on that name change, but I hope they got a raise. Good kill. Yeah. Oh my god. You know, it's not even a meme in this case. You know where people love posting that GIF of the guy riding flames? That's literally the person that changed Mother 2 to Earthbound. I mean, I don't mind the series being called Mother 1, 2, 3, but whoever was doing that, they were definitely writing flames. Earthbound? There you go.
Mission begins in 60 seconds. Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Also, honestly, it keeps hitting me that we're about to get Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 soon. I'll stream those. I've beaten chapters 1 and 2. So, I mean, if I don't, spoilers are going to come out pretty fast. So, it'll be one of those things where, like, I'm currently playing Deus Ex right now. So, whatever my early afternoon stream is, I'll swap out to Deltarune until I beat it, and then I'll go back. It'll be like that with Metroid Prime 4 as well. To avoid spoilers, I'll just swap out to Prime 4 until that game's done. Though, like I said, I feel like all the Prime Hunters will be at least, like, referenced in an Easter egg. Like, they'll be in the game in at least an Easter egg form. So, I will know that if I get a bunch of Discord and Facebook and Twitter notifications like last time when Silex showed up, I'll know it's Spire. So I'm gonna have to be really careful online. I'm not saying I expect, like, oh, you all better tag me when you see Spire or see like a scan log with him referenced, but I got a lot of notifications from Silex showing up. You guys will probably be knocking on my door when Spire does. And I won't be mad. I wasn't mad when Silex was spoiled. It was cool to see him. I knew he was going to be in the game, but, like, yes, physically seeing him was awesome. We'll just see if I'll see Spire on stream before I see him online. I don't think so. I think he's going to be referenced in some way. So the second a scan log or maybe he makes like a Galactic Federation on-screen cameo or he's in the game, I have a hunch I'm gonna be tagged even more. You should. You know who's gonna play Wind Waker blind soon is Cameron. Cameron replayed Majora's Mask after many years and he loved it. And he told me he's like never really played a Zelda after Majora's Mask came out. I think he played a bit of Breath of the Wild, but that was it. And so he's basically about to play Wind Waker blind, and I was like, dude, record your impressions for me. I want to hear what you think. I mean, he's a big Zelda guy, a classic Zelda, so I think he'll love Wind Waker. But yes, you should. I would love to hear your impressions of Prime 1 and 2 for sure. And I mean, those are GameCube games. I know you're building a GameCube collection. You probably already have them by now.
You will stand next to that car, or I will stand you next to that car.
Kill. Nice. Oh, you got them? Nice. Yeah, Silex, yeah. Mouse and keyboard. Yeah, there is a dolphin made for Prime 1, 2, and 3 called like Prime Hack, and you can play the Prime games with mouse and keyboard. Kind of like Prime Hunters. And yeah, now that Prime 4 is gonna have mouse controls, woo! Yeah, Metroid multiplayer, the next one's gonna be insane. And the thing about Metroid is because Prime Hunters is super Quake-like, you can pick any character and use any weapon on the map. So I was telling Lasagna that Trace, the guy whose signature weapon is the sniper rifle, he's like super meta. So Lasagna's like, never mind, you know, for like playing Trace and like Silex, but you could play a non-meta character like Noxus and still use the sniper rifle. It's really interesting. Will Trace be meta again in the next multiplayer? We'll see. He's really strong. Well, yeah, I think he'd like either of them. Noxus's weapon, the Judicator, bounces off of walls, so there's a lot of trick shots you do with him. There's like a really high skill ceiling because it's a ricochet, like it's a sharpshooting, like omni range weapon, so it's good in any range, but it kind of comes down to the skill of the player and how good you can take advantage of the ricochet. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it a lot. And then obviously Noxus can freeze people if they get in close range. So. Judicator, not a Judicator. You know, starts with a J. Judicator. Noxus is basically the Obi-Wan Kenobi of Metroid. He's basically part of a faction that are like Jedi. That's why his weapon is like called the Judicator. It's also like ice-based. Good kill. yeah, in Prime Hunters, out of the 7, Spire, Noxus, and Samus are considered the good guys. Now, I'm not saying that because of some anti-meta propaganda. Actually, Samus is was like the 3rd most meta character. Like the top 3 most meta characters in Prime Hunters were Sylex, Trace, and Samus. Definitely the most played overall. Like you on Wi-Fi and just in competitive in general. But yeah, the good guys, Samus, Spire, Noxus, they are my top 3 favorite Metroid characters. I mean, all 7 of them are my top 7. But yeah, the top 3 are those 3. And I appreciate that. I actually appreciate when they created the Prime Hunters, they weren't all just like bad guys. Like the guy actually created some interesting like moral angles where, yeah, she has rival bounty hunters, but some of them aren't evil. It's just at the time she didn't know that the other ones were good. All right, I'll be right back. Hola. Ooh, good sideline control. Nice. Destiny players, well, they are more than welcome. You should talk to Dakota Lasky more. Dak City in our community Discord. You know he got invited to the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-release event. Like he's about to go to New York to play the Switch 2. He was only selected out of like a few people. Yeah, he played Metroid Prime Hunters with me and that Metroid guy and Doomino Crossing for that charity event. I think we're playing it again next year from what it looks like. He's a big advocate for Metroid multiplayer coming back, obviously. He's just been a big Prime Hunters advocate for years. AKA, I mean, that's just using your brain there. I'm serious. Whenever I see a rare, quote, contrarian saying, no, keep multiplayer out of my Metroid series. That sounds like, not only is that super ignorant, but that'd be like, imagine if Mario Kart just came out, like the first Mario Kart, and someone saying, no, keep kart racing out of my Mario series. In fact, Mario Kart's more drastic than Prime Hunters in terms of like stemming away from the gameplay. Metroid Prime Hunters is still like first-person shooting, going into Morph Ball mode, alt form mode, right? Just, yeah, super narrow-minded. I mean, again, those people kind of out themselves as like pretty odd in their behavior, pretty backwards, but thankfully there's people like him that just overall are like, no, dog, Nintendo should be pushing more multiplayer Metroid. And I'm like, yeah. I've been saying this, you know, similar thing since 06. Like, keep at it.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Hunters sold pretty well. It's more about Metroid hardly got games.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
After Prime, okay, so Brawl, Smash Brothers Brawl is considered like the end of the golden era of Metroid. The golden era of Metroid was the 2000s, and Smash Brothers Brawl was like a tail end celebration of that golden era. And then, you know, I heard something about this game called Metroid Other M. What's that like? You know, I've never played it. But yeah, after Metroid Prime 3, we just didn't get a lot of games. We're finally getting games again. That's like your biggest answer, is Nintendo just has neglected their sci-fi series for a long time. I hope Star Fox and F-Zero get more games soon. I've been hoping they get games for a long time as well. There really are times where Nintendo is too innovative to a fault. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I think Yoshi has gotten that way in some cases. Like, I love Woolly World, but it's almost like Crafted World was like, oh, we gotta find another crazy way to put Yoshi in an aesthetic like that again. I'm like, guys, you could just make another Yoshi's Island. It's not, you don't have to go over the top with a crazy distinct like layout. In fact, Yoshi's Island is pretty distinct in its aesthetic. I love the game article saying F-Zero GX might have been too good for Nintendo, and then it's a picture of like a stressed Miyamoto, like his eyes are kind of wide open. I mean, he's got on record saying, "How do we top GX?" I'm like, yeah, how do you? But you know what? Just make something like that again. GX remastered. Good kill. You don't have to do the motion control crazy step on realistic stick shift in the Blue Falcon to make a good F-Zero. I'm not against a stick shift, but
that freaking thing.
poor Star Fox got hit with Star Fox Zero, and then they pulled the, oh, you guys must not like Star Fox. It looks like it. You never top GX. It's like, I bought GX as like an $8 game at GameStop, and that game has 41 characters with their own endings, interview questions, theme songs, alternate colors, machines. You know how people praise Baldur's Gate 3 right now for being jam-packed with content as a $60 game? That was GX back in the early 2000s. That game was bursting with content. That game has more content than a lot of modern games. That's not even a joke. Like, good content. Ooh, good kill. Oh yeah, no problem on the feedback. Yeah, keep me posted, keep me posted. Cool, you submitted a war paint. Ooh, nice. Good cart wave. Community link, let me see. Yeah, this looks great. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this official page. Look at this. Look at this. Nice. Oh, good map choice. Good map choice.
Prepare to complete in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here, I'll put the link here. Good job, Charlie. Yeah, I didn't think of that. I guess some people might just show factory new. That's funny. I think that's important. Show factory new, but also like battle damage. That's actually another reason I love F-Zero GX is all the machines have a little bit of like scuff marks on them. Good kill. You actually can see it on the box art. Hold on.
Attention. 5 minutes left in the mission. 5 minutes left in the mission.
Like, yeah, you can see a bit of the scuff marks on their machines. I like that a lot.
Much appreciated, Doctor.
Yeah, there's some games that would be like it has to be pristine, perfect paint jobs, but I like that Sega was like, no, the 64 the 64 didn't have scuff marks on their machines, and you know, the polygon count and all that, 60 frames per second, but by the time of the GameCube, they're like, oh, we could show some realistic like detail on the machines. It's so cool. Nice.
Teleporter coming right up.
Hey, what's up? How practice go?
I'm moving this. You're all right, Doc.
Hey, that's a good work ethic, man. Being able to just keep on top of a routine like that already, I'm impressed. I'm serious. That's actually a good life skills to develop, like routine habits for yourself like that. Be like, bam, done. What's next? That's right. Keep at it.
Teleporter coming right up.
Hey, yeah, be tomorrow at this time, like 18 minutes before right now. Hey, nice. Yeah, we're at 110 points now, not 100. So I don't know what team you submitted, but just keep that in mind. You now have 110 points you can spend, not 100. $119. Oh, yeah. Okay. I was gonna say 119. Whoa. Nice. Okay. Gotcha. And who's the 9 point? The secret character. Spiked Goomba. Good kill. Good medic get up. There you go. Nice.
Teleporter going up.
Victory.
Seth, we did it! With a little help from Marcus. Building a sentry. Teleporter coming right up.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Erecting a dispenser.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Defend our cause.
gotta get him. Yeah, I love the plays where the heavy goes up the stairs, like the blue heavy, the press off that. Nice. I'll be right back. Some coffee.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Hola.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Medic!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Defend our cause!
That is great teaming at the heavy though.
more where that came from.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
You are the best. Exercise. Oh, it brings tears to the eyes. You are the best. Exercise.
Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
The cart ain't moving, lads. The cart ain't moving, lads. That bloody cart ain't gonna move itself. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. The cart ain't moving, lads. Nice going. Move itself. Spot at you fancy bloody wood. Thanks, mate. Thanks into it.
Nice. Good play.
Additional time has been awarded.
Beauty! initiated. Oh, just sit there.
Come on, it's almost reached the final summit. Prepare to compete in 30 seconds.
Danny Slamburger trademark.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission begins in 60 seconds.
I love the Team Fortress logos on the individual candy bars, candy squares.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nice. Also, good get up.
My cart will not pull itself!
love the way Demo Man's sticky bomb launcher, like the metal flaps on the sides, well, flap. Like that's so cool when you like alter it. Ooh, good kill.
Mission ends in 60 seconds. Mission ends in 30 seconds.
Nice. You get up.
Mission ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sure.
Mission begins in 60 seconds. Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Nice shot. Military! Fast good trip! That was getting oh, it brings tears to the eye.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There you go!
Nice. kill. Good job seeing the window opportunity and striking. Good.
The pyro is a spy. The pyro is a spy.
The payload is nearing a checkpoint. Enemy has received additional time.
Medics! Back for little Perch!
I like that we caught it. That's a good strat. The sneaky bob. That was good. That was a good response.
Thank you! Good job, Doctor! Fire! 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 You're not good, kid!
Scout. Good stalling. See the vision. All right, one more map. So yeah, this week I'll be ending at 10 o'clock each stream, finishing a Pokemon update. Some coffee.
Competition begins in 30 seconds. Prepare to compete in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission begins in 60 seconds. Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Hand on the bloody point, you half-wit! Danka, shall we? Thanks.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Defend our cost!
Good kill. Ooh, there you go. Nice.
Has received additional time.
flamethrower and scorch shot.
So much blood! That was delicious! Engineer is credit to team!
I've never had this scenario. I'm trying to basically crit with the holiday punch, and then a backburner crit gets me. I love that. I guess it's not a crit, but yeah, you trigger a laugh with a back hit. Rescue Ranger. Yeah, I think those were Rescue Ranger bullets. Good on them. Looked like they tanked it pretty well. Kill.
I'm moving this. Keep going. Help me.
Kill. Alrighty. Yeah, the rest of this week, I'll be ending at 10 o'clock, which is around right now. I'm finishing a Pokemon Highlander update. So I will be back tomorrow, early afternoon for Melee and Plus, and then tomorrow night is Street Fighter 6, Adventure Mode, Friday Night Mugen, and yeah, that'll be it. It'll be Street Fighter 6, Friday Night Mugen, and a bit more Street Fighter 6. So basically, there's no TF2 until Sunday, and that Sunday will be 2 hours less. But, starting next week, we'll be back on a regular early afternoon and then 6-hour streams. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and adios.